One. Well, hello, everybody. So happy to see you all here. On behalf of myself, Mac Atkinson, Cheryl, Judy, Tim, and Dolphin, we want to welcome you all to our Winter Wellness and Season of Water 2025 call. This is really an interesting time of year as we look at things because from the Chinese calendar standpoint, we're going to be transitioning on January 29th from the wooden dragon to the wooden snake, and we'll be doing some separate training on that in the next couple of weeks here for everybody. But in particular, too, we're transitioning from our autumn in the metal element into winter in the water element. And again, in any time there's a transition like this, it involves the physical, emotional, and energetic type changes that are happening in our body, in our world, and the environment around us. And I'm not going to talk a lot about this right now because we will be posting specific information to our 5 Element Cycle to Wellness site about this transition and some of these things. But just kind of some practical tips for the transition, if you will, would be kind of the obvious for winter. I mean, warmth. Keep your body warm, especially your back and your feet to protect your kidney energy. Breathing exercises, supporting lung health and practicing deep breathing or Qigong and enhanced chi circulation in the body, which Dolphin will be talking later about in meetings as well as we get into things. Gentle movement, transition to less physical activities like yoga, tai chi, or walking. And just a quick aside, I wanted to let everybody know that our Hungarian group has started another private page where they're actually marking their distances every week. And there's about 35 or 40 people participating right now, and they're walking, if you will, between Budapest and Seoul, Korea for the convention this year. So we'll be monitoring all that. And I've joined them. And I think I actually put something up, a link on the 5 Element site too, for any of us that want to join in on that walking exercise. Please, it's a great one because it ties in with that gentle movement we're talking about for the transition of the season. A couple of other things, reflection. This is a great period for journaling, I should say, and meditative practices to release that mental and emotional clutter that's certainly in my mind, as you can tell today. And kind of lastly, I mean, herbal support. Transition encourages practicing and protecting and nourishing both our metal and our water organs, which we know from our calls last month. The autumn organs are the lung and the large intestine, and for water, which we'll talk about, and Judy will give us some more information on later, is our kidneys and our bladder. So again, folks, an incredible time of transition. As always, we're going to be talking some about Sunrider Food, so I want to remind everybody that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. Now, quickly, for anybody new watching this, why should somebody consider Sunrider? Why? Good question, right? For me, it's all of these things up here. Sunrider has been around for over 42 years. That speaks about stability big time to me. The company's also invested very heavily in brand new manufacturing in Texas, which is going to set us up for the next 40 plus years. This is an extremely stable company. We operate in over 50 countries around the world. You've all heard it from me before many, many times. One of my favorite things about this company and this business is the fact that we can work with other countries, get to know other people, cultures around the world. One of my favorite things. Additionally, coming from a manufacturing background myself in GMP manufacturing, I was so impressed, and I still am, that Sunrider handles 100% of all internally of all the research, development, and manufacturing of its products. Now, again, folks, that's really unheard of in this industry. Most companies will hand off a recipe to a third party and say, make my stuff, okay? Not Sunrider. Internally, 100% research, development, and manufacturing of over 400 of the world's finest health and beauty products. So again, if those aren't reasons enough, I'll end you with a fifth one, and that's the community that we're looking at right here and that we're speaking to today. Cheryl, with that said, one of the other things that makes Sunrider so unique, of course, is our philosophy of regeneration. And as you always do so well for us, maybe you can walk us through quickly what the philosophy of regeneration means to you.
Thank you so much, Mac. Well, as we probably all know, it's really important to have experts own and operate a company that's creating food products. And in Sunrider, the Chen family are experts in herbal science, Chinese medicine, they're doctors, pharmacists, organic chemists, and they think in generations, which means they don't think of building up, selling out. They think in terms of passing it on to their children and their grandchildren and leaving a legacy, which is something that's really important to me. So they oversee every aspect of the research and development of every single product. And Every single product is based on Eastern medicine, advanced modern science, and we call it the philosophy of regeneration. It's the blueprint for our product development. And what is a philosophy of regeneration? It has principles. The number one principle is you want to have experts creating your product, which I already shared. We already do. If we want to nourish our body, we need to do it with whole food nutrition, and that includes herbal nutrition as well. We want to stay away from harmful chemicals, artificial colors, preservatives, all those kind of things that bring imbalance to our body. The other thing that's really important is that we have to keep the body clean on the inside as well. So our products nourish, cleanse, and balance the body. And that's our philosophy of regeneration. And it is what brought me to Sunrider. Thank you so much, Mac.
Oh, Cheryl, thank you. Judy, if you don't mind, maybe you can walk us through a little bit your interpretations of winter and the water element, and in particular, how this whole system works, okay? A minor detail for you. Okay?
Well, not exactly. I think simply, in fact, the song that keeps going through my head is a little children's song, The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, because that is what happens in the seasons. It happens in our body. It happens with creation all around us. So whether we take note and conform, which is to our advantage, or we refuse to participate in winter, it's going to happen anyway. So we might as well understand it and roll with it, so to speak. And I think I always call attention to this when we do the wheel, but I just love the arrow in the cycle of the wheel, showing each one is giving the other one motion and moving forward. But I love the internal one. And you kind of addressed this, Mac, already. But notice what affects the water element, which is winter, has a lot to do with what we did in the earth element, as you brought out. And so we'll be seeing some results of that a little bit. So the trick is to pay attention. Now, as we see the water element, we see that it's going to directly affect the fire element in summer. So none of us want to have an unhappy summer, because that's a time of such great activity and all things fun. So what we do now is going to have an effect on that. So enough of that, but it's not out of fear, but it's out of knowledge and preparation, which we always want to do. All right, so kidneys and bladder, as we know, water, that makes sense. But what else does that affect? The water element affects our circulation, and the viscosity or the thickness of other fluids in the body, such as our blood. We don't want too thick of blood. We know what that causes. Neither do we want too thin, because that could be very unhealthy in the time of accident or a cut, right? So again, it's all about keeping in balance. And what about the lymph? The whole lymph system is sometimes overlooked. And again, we do not want a thickness. We want an easy flow. And that's kind of the secret to a lot of our energy, is how well the lymph is flowing through the body. And we can pay a lot of attention to maybe putting good things in or whatever, but if we don't address the water, the viscosity, that aspect, maybe some of our good nutrients won't get to where they're going. And that's so interesting, because in the water element, the outward, the sense organ that's affected are the ears. So did you know that the water element and the balance of that is going to have effect on your hearing? In fact, they say that a very high-pitched ringing, how many people do you know are bothered with ringing of the ears these days? I find that very a common complaint with those that I'm around. And a very high-pitched is directly correlates with the kidneys. So isn't that fascinating? Mm-hmm. I think it is anyway. And the other thing is hair on the head. that gives us an idea of what's going on in our water element. So that's fascinating. But the hair on the body or even the face, that's affected by something coming up real soon. So, but while we're in this water element, let's remember that, again, getting all the nutrition up to the top of the head. I remember in the old days, way back in the dinosaur age, when one of the recommendations in the health field was to stand on your head. Be sure that you got the circulation to your head to increase hair and, good hair, strong hair. So again, I like all this. I think it's interesting and it makes sense. So taste is the salty. The sound is groaning. So we'll get more into that later in the season, but I think that's fascinating. Sometimes we groan a little bit when we get up in the cold, right? But if we don't pay attention, we're going to groan a lot more. So, and the emotion is fear. And again, a healthy fear is good, whereas afraid of everything, panic, anxiety. But that will be dealt with more too in future broadcasts, if we can call this a broadcast. So just briefly, because I thought Mac did a great job on balance. Obviously, we want to keep warm and we want to be quieter and we want to sleep well. So contrast that with the typical things that occur in winter from about December, right on into February sometimes it is late nights, big parties, activities. And what does that, isn't winter the time that everyone is really afraid they're going to get ill or catch something? So maybe we need to reflect and monitor that with, again, balance. It's not no fun or no nights, but again, think twice on some of our choices. And the other thing I think about when you think of staying warm, have you ever woken up to frozen pipes? Yow, that's terrible. And so that's exactly, think of our body as the house or whatever. And if we're too cold, stuck, frozen, not good. So all around us, we have clues. Isn't that from a movie or something? Anyway, so, and we want to be more of a quiet inner reflection and not so much, if we're experiencing frustration, maybe we're looking outwards at what's frustrating us. We need to take it within and see what we can do, how we can improve on ourselves. And the number one thing, be cozy. That's my favorite word for winter. Doesn't that give you such a delightful feeling? That's what I focused on because winter isn't my favorite time. Neither is summer. I like the two moderates. But anyway, this winter I went into it looking at, oh, yay, I have a lot of cozy days coming. And that helped me. So there are things, though, we can do. And Sunrider has some great things that help us not only transition, but to make ourselves healthier during this winter element water cycle. So Matt, can you share something about that with us?
Well, sure, Judy, and thank you. I have to make a comment, though. I just hear you mentioning about cozy days and making that kind of word for the season. All I can feel is like a hug right now. So thank you for that. Great share. Love it. Love it. Yeah, one of the things that's coming back to the transition that we kind of started this call on was the idea of continuing to support where we've come from, dealing with where the season is today, and then nourishing what's about to happen next in terms of the wheel that Judy was talking about. And, I just want to remind everybody, even though we've come out of autumn, this is not the time to stop taking your Conco or your MetaBooster. We went through a lot in terms of sharing with you guys over the last couple of months, all the benefits, well, Conco, respiratory system, certainly in terms of our lungs and breathing, but MetaBooster specifically in terms of the nitric oxide production that can come in the body through the amino acid L-arginine, which is a critical component in our MetaBooster. Now, again, I'm not going to go through all of that again. You can listen to previous calls. We'll be talking about it more coming up, but an incredible dual product action, if you will, between Conco and MetaBooster. And again, you guys, but Judy in particular, I mean, you and I have talked a lot about our nitric oxide challenge, and Finn, you too, with your groups up there and the people that really benefit from that challenge. And a lot of people reported back that they truly did see a benefit in their bodies by using MetaBooster. And I know certainly for me, it was the same way. Anything that increases that circulation, keeps the heart working the way it's supposed to, is a good thing. And that's really what L-arginine is all about and what it does for the body in terms of helping us produce that nitric oxide. So again, folks, part of the transition, don't forget what we've done before. Now, as we step into wintertime and circulation, Cheryl, or would you mind talking to us a little bit about these next two products?
Thank you so much, Mac. I absolutely will. And I love my MetaBooster and Conco, especially this time of year. Anyway, LifeStream. If we want to have a nice, healthy flow in our body, LifeStream is awesome because it helps with our circulation. And circulation and this system is part of the water element. And water element herbs promote fluidity in the body, and they primarily address, like Judy was saying, the kidneys and the bladder. And these are the two organs most associated with traditional Chinese medicine and that element. And so for me, I know it's in the quinary. It's one of the 5 formulas of the quinary, and it addresses the circulatory system. But it's really nice at this time of year to do your quinary and then just add in your LifeStream. And in Canada, it's, for those of you who want to order, it's LS. And then we have our Alpha 20C. Now, Alpha 20C is a fantastic product for this time of year. And it too is one of the 5 formulas in our quinary, and it addresses our immune system. And we know in the wintertime, everything that goes around tries to get us. But when we have our extra Alpha 20C, our immune system stays strong and supported. And like all Sunrider products, these 2 elements of our quinary also assist with other things like our digestive system, our energy. So they're multi-purpose and specific. And we're going to talk more about them in the future. And now I would like to invite Finn and Tim, because they're going to talk to us about our new SunFit program.
Hi, thanks, Cheryl. Well, I'm feeling very cozy with my fur because it's a balmy -28 here today, -30. So it's definitely a day where you want to be all huddled in and cozy. So thank you for those warm thoughts, Judy. So we're starting the year, we're in winter, and beginning of the year, we often have goals and aspirations, particularly around things like fitness, things like, dropping some fluff, right? That's like probably one of the biggest goals starting in January. And that's great because it's a fresh new year. We're coming off a holiday season, and it's great to have that goal. And what I love, what Sunrider has done recently is created this SunFit 321 program. And you can go on, they have a specific website, sunfit321.com, that gives lots of great information there. And they fine-tuned it into 3 products because, like Max said, we have over 400 products, and that can be, overwhelming. And so if you really want to focus on just strengthening your body, fitness, losing some fluff, then these 3 products are handpicked and they really work ideally for that goal. So protein powders, of course, are very popular in the marketplace. And what I love about Sunrider's protein powder is, first of all, 100% whole food. Like Cheryl said, no chemicals, no isolates, no sugars, just pure food. And so 20 grams of vegan protein per serving in these delicious, they're absolutely delicious. They come in different flavors, and really, like, I've sampled many protein powders, and this one is just really delicious, really absorbable. Then we have the Fortune Delight, which again is great for the kidney, bladder, and liver organs. And this one particularly works on binding to fats. So it gives you energy, helps you burn fat easily, tastes delicious. Again, it's vegetable based and tastes like iced tea. So it's a powder you mix into a drink. You can take it to the gym and it's delicious. It's hydrating, has lots of electrolytes in it. Perfect hydrating beverage. And then the VitaTaste. So VitaTaste, again, Sunrider has had this for decades, long before, now the mainstream is all about blocking, products that block sugars. But a lot of those products are very dangerous. They have a lot of side effects. Again, with Sunrider, 100% food, herbal. So we can know that it's safe and it really works. So you take a few capsules about 15 minutes before you're going to eat your big meal, and it will help your body block any simple sugars and carbs so that you're not putting on extra poundage by eating those things. And it helps your taste buds nourish them so that you're not reaching for the sweets. So those are the 3 products. The 2 paths are whether you're interested in losing fat, sculpting your body, that kind of goal, or maybe you're just wanting overall wellness. Again, these 3 products can help nourish and fulfill those goals. And your 1 why. So what's your why? It's really important to have a clear vision and to have good questions, good languaging around the goals and just in your lifestyle. So we have a special on right now. So they have this special promo pack. You can go on the website. You can get extra loyalty reward points for this in the month of January, which is another bonus to check this out for January. But again, asking better questions, really your mindset around what it is you want to accomplish, whether it's, a health goal, a fitness, a weight goal, whatever that might be. The mindset is so key. And, Tim and I, we chat together a lot, and Tim's been such an inspiration to me as far as his fitness goals and his focus on, the why and the mindset around being healthy and being fit. And so, Tim, what do you have to add around the mindset of fitness?
Very good, Finn. Awesome intro, and everyone's insights were just so good. I learned something every time. So what are some of my whys? Just to feel good. I mean, just to feel good generally in every aspect of my life. And fitness is a wonderful habit to maximize that. And when we're kind of slumped out, yeah, you can eat all the good things and everything, but if you're not moving, if you're not putting a little bit of getting your body to do what it likes to do is move and to regenerate. And what's so fun, and for those who haven't done a lot of training, the discovery that your body can actually build upon itself, so that you're going to get more and more benefit all the time. And when you're actually building strength and building muscle, what I like to do it, and sometimes I'm just going to say this is for fun. Instead of the word weight loss, when someone comes to work with me, I use contour. The word contour. We're going to contour your body. We already know what you want. So it helps you to, and when you say contour, it puts a vision, I think, in the mind of just like sculpt. Like sculpting is another good word too. I like that, Finn, threw that out there. And sculpting and contouring, and that's an action-based goal. And right now, as people know, I've been playing racket sports pretty intensely for the last about 8-9 months, actually. And I've been playing badminton. We made a transition from tennis to badminton, and I've gone through a myriad of injuries. But what's been so fun about that is that when you're nourishing yourself properly, A, you're building your body up, but B, your recovery from those injuries. And if you've ever had a blister, like from either playing and get an instrument, or a blister on your shoe, on your foot or something from maybe not walking regularly, consistently, what happens is that blister gets strong, and that callus gets strong, and it starts to become a better, stronger, faster part of your being as you transition from kind of a neutral state to maybe a more I'm going to say proactive. Of course, it's a proactive state, but to bring your body around to its natural regenerative ability. I mean, we lean on it a little bit. We see our body recover and actually get stronger and put on muscle mass and eliminate stored fats that we just don't need anymore, because we're becoming so efficient within ourselves that everything just falls into place. But the nice thing, just going back to mindset, is when we start to move and bring that into our life regularly, we find that we're more optimistic about things, and we realize the possibility of things, our goals coming to fruition feels more doable, realistic, and even natural. And I think that's exciting. So for me to get out, I don't like missing a day. And when we're doing our training, we're doing training, and it's 5 days a week. And I never thought I'd get into a 5-day-a-week program again, because I didn't think my body could handle it. And that's my own mindset. Give me a wrong idea. But the right idea is, hey, it doesn't matter where you're at, what age you're at, young or old, what your body type is, you can make a big difference with getting into even just small routine and working it up, and it'll restore your faith in your being. And the other thing is that it just like Sunrider, it creates community. Like it's nice to work out by yourself, but it's sure nice to go out and train with other people. Like when Finn and I used to do track and field, and one of the nice things I used to love is when people would help me stretch, like get my arms behind my back, and everyone would be looking out for each other and having each other's back. And I really liked that. I used to have so many great stretching sessions with my training partners. Anyway, that's what my perspective on Insight, and these products are just a total natural fit to, I mean, especially this time of year with Fortune Delight, VitaTaste, where we just came off of our binging time. I kept my binging to a minimum, but I still enjoyed myself thoroughly while I did. But thank goodness for these products, for helping me to keep it balanced and also not to overindulge. Of course I indulge, but what I love about Sunrider is that it helps me to contour what I would like to have, and it helps me realize what is not only going to taste good, but what's going to make me feel good. So that's kind of what Mindset does. It's a complement to everything that you do when you have such an incredible foundation to allow our bodies to regenerate and give it permission to do what it's designed to do. It's regenerate and recover and get stronger every day. And it's wonderful practice. Anyway, that's my perspective on that.
Oh, Tim, that's great. Thank you so much. And I first of all, compliment you on your commitment to that 5-day-a-week exercise program that you're in the midst of right now. Because I got to tell you, I know this in myself too. If I take time off from my martial arts or from the other activities that create movement in my life, I feel it. My mindset goes down, my energy level drops, my attitude changes, man. So thank you so much for that. And it is funny, and Finn, relating back to some of the stuff that you said too. I mean, is it the statistic, it's the second week of January when most people actually give up their New Year's resolution. Okay, it happens really fast, and I think you guys have said it before. We're looking for sustainable activities, things that will help us contour and sculpture, are a couple of words I heard, which is great. And again, that's what these products are all about. They are foods. Okay, that's what they are. They are foods. And as we always say, just make sure, no matter what it is, whether it's Protein Plus, Fortune Delight, VitaTaste, Livestream, Conco, MetaBooster, Alpha, any of the things we've talked about, they are foods. Eat enough to make a difference in your life. Okay, so we'll kind of leave that with it. As we kind of close down the call today, I just wanted to share with you guys a quick little affirmation I found online about winter that kind of resonated with me. And it says just this. It says, I honor this season of rest, allowing myself to slow down and replenish my energy. I trust in the wisdom of stillness and flow with the rhythm of life. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. Posted on our 5 Element site today is my post for the day. So again, I just wanted to get that out for everybody. And as we kind of finish things off, I just wanted to talk a little bit now about what's coming next from the Sunrider perspective. For those of you that are able to listen to this recording and are anywhere near the Phoenix area, January 25th, this coming Saturday, we're going to have our big kickoff meeting in Phoenix. I've heard we're going to have Dr. and Mrs. Chin. We're going to have Sunny. We're going to have Ruben. We're going to have Dolphin. Cheryl and her Tim are coming down. I mean, Judy's going to be there. It's going to be, Tim, we're going to miss you, but next time, okay? But
Next time.
man, it's going to be an incredible day in Phoenix for sure. I also wanted to bring up the fact that Sunrider has recently kicked off again their second now in the Accelerated ACE training program. And anybody want to make a comment about having gone through Accelerated ACE? I know Cheryl, you and Finn have gone through it. Maybe Tim too, I can't remember. Tell me, just 2 comments.
Well, for me, it really put me in touch with our workspace and all the great tools that are available and just the fantastic support we get from our Sunrider corporate office, as well as the great mentorship from our upline and everything. But yeah, fantastic program.
Excellent.
Ditto.
Ditto. Excellent. Yeah, I would agree. The program is designed specifically for the ACE ranks. Anybody that's an ACE wanting to achieve that next rank of ACE Prime, ACE Elite, ACE Royal, et cetera, or higher. This gives you the basic understanding of, like you said, Cheryl, what's available on the website, other tools. And the other thing I heard from most people, and you both shared this with me too, is it provided some accountability too, over and beyond the normal structure that we have. It was somebody else in Sunrider that you're talking to every other week that's kind of helping us to realize those goals we've put out there for ourselves. So I love it. Team Up is starting again in February, and I know you guys have went through that too, but Judy, I know you and the team here in Arizona went through some fun exercises with Team Up. Again, 2 seconds on what Team Up meant to you and the team down here.
Well, just as Tim mentioned, how much it helped, how much he enjoyed exercise with a group of people. I think when you have a team, everyone brings something to the table. So maybe someone's good in technology, someone else has more product knowledge, someone else is a good presenter or whatever. And so when all of you come together, it's like quinary. The sum is greater than its parts. And I think it was invigorating, marvelous fun, and a great learning experience and how to tap into one another. We should all have a team.
Right. Excellent. Thank you, Judy. Other 2 things happening coming up here. February 22nd this year will be our next Sunrider Global Day, where Sunriders from around the world will be participating and sharing their love and passion for Sunrider in these foods. I'm fortunate enough that I'll get to participate with several of them here in the United States and Hungary and Australia, etc., which is always fun for me. And of course, we have our convention. Elevate is our term this year, coming up in South Korea, and it's in June of this year, right? Jen will have the right exact dates. Anybody know the dates off the top of their head? June something to June something.
24th to June 26th.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Appreciate that. Yeah, it'll be a great time for anybody that has the ability to travel and wants to go to Seoul, South Korea, an incredible spot. Highly recommend it. Conventions are things you just have to be at anyway, if it's all possible. So enough of that. Anyway, what's coming next from this group and our 5 Element team? As we mentioned early on, during this period of transition between the seasons, between the snake and the dragon, etc., we're going to be offering some specialized training for you guys. Short and sweet stuff, but with detail. One of the ones we're going to be talking about is the aspect of the year of the wooden snake, which again starts on January 29th. So that'll be a fun one. We're going to talk about mental health, mindset, and harmonizing in the season. We're going to get into more detail about nutrition and exercise. And we're going to kind of finish off with self-care, hydration, and a healthy winter recipes for the season that we want to be able to share with you folks. So in any case, I just want to thank you all for being here with us. So appreciate your time and interest. And any last comments from the panel before we close off today?
Stay warm.
Stay warm. Excellent. I love
Stay
it.
Grateful.
That's right. Well, hey, thank you everybody for joining us. And we'll be coming back to you with those individual trainings over this next 6 to 8 week period of time periodically. So stay tuned and keep watching the 5 Element Cycle to Wellness Facebook page. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody. Thanks you guys.
All right, thanks
Talk to you
everyone.
later.